So welcome to Asana class number 7 of the KMK Spring Series. If you've been following along with me, you have mastered some pretty cool yoga moves, as well as begun to coordinate your breath and movement in a way that is regulating your nervous system. It just is. Which brings us to the 5th yama. The 5th yama is brahmacharya. And when the Hindu religion steps into the Hindu philosophy, brahmacharya is, on this side, translated as celibacy, sexual continence. I don't think that's very useful. I think it's far more useful to break the word down etymologically. Brahmacharya. Brahma is the creator god and symbolizes creating. Acharya means lifelong student. It's used early on in the sutras to describe Patanjali himself. Slightly different word, but that's what he means. He's a lifelong student of yoga, which gives him, the authority to teach what he teaches. So, brahmacharya is telling you to be a lifelong student of your own creation. You are your own creation. Your body is essentially the only thing that you have any legitimate control over. So, notice what's happening. Notice your changes. Notice what's going on. But don't forget ahimsa. No harm, no pain. No pain. So, same seat. It's always going to be the same seat. Sits bones, thighs free, hip width apart, and knee over top of the heel. Take a long, gentle inhale. And on exhale, close your eyes if that's comfortable. Soften. Bring your attention to the breath in your nose. Throat. Chest. Belly. And that little triangle where you can watch your diaphragm move. And then one long breath, whole torso. Then inhale, eyes open. Notice how you feel. That probably took maybe 3 minutes, maybe 4. And you've transitioned already from how you felt when you got here to how you feel now. Breath is the great nervous system regulator when you learn to respect it and appreciate its benefits. Let's warm up our upper backs. Make sure they're happy enough to do some asana today. Let your arms hang. Exhale here. Turn the palms forward and inhale up. Your arms and hands are not in your peripheral vision. And then exhale takes you down. Try a couple of those on your own at your breath pace. Watch yourself creating your own life. So, take a moment to notice. What do your shoulders feel like now? Are they different than they felt a minute ago before you began? Feeling any tingles in hands or arms? All good things to notice. Good things to notice. Let's go wide and check out our backs. We always want to be sure our backs are ready to play. So, inhale here and hinging at the hips. Exhale forward. Stay straight as long as you can. Curve down when you need to and hang. Take a long, gentle inhale that goes all the way to your tailbone. And as you exhale, soften low back, mid back, upper back, and feel your head hang a little deeper, your neck a little softer. And then press down with the feet and big inhale coming up. Walk your knees and feet back to hip width apart before you stand up. I'm going to move my chair and roll out my mat. You don't need to move your chair. If it's in a good position, just see the screen. I'm just doing it so you can see me. You do want to anchor down your mat with the front legs or front feet of your chair. So come in close to your chair. Again, hip width apart, feet are parallel. My knees are almost touching. Inhale here and stick your bottom out to exhale down. Hold on to your chair, soften that belly. Use your exhale. You know how to do that now, to use your exhale to soften. And then press down with the feet and inhale back up. Try a couple of those at your pace until it's just nice and smooth and easier. Each one should get a little bit easier than the one before. Try a couple of those. Take a moment to notice, because if that was particularly difficult, you might want to choose to repeat it instead of going on to the next step that I'm doing. You really need to make good choices and respect your body. If that felt pretty comfortable, this is what we're doing next. We're going to add the lunge. So inhale here and exhale, stick your bottom out, take hold of the chair, come all the way down and let all of your air go. I'm doing my noticing now. Now shift your weight onto your right foot, bend your left knee and throw that foot way back there. Shoulders away from ears. Bring your knee over your heel. Keep that back leg straight and bring your chest and face up. You're going to feel some lengthening along the front of the body on the left side. That's the way it's supposed to be. Now, lie down on your front thigh. Your face will be close to the chair. And exhale as you straighten the front leg as much as you're able to. And then as you come forward, inhale up. And then down. Exhale down. Inhale up. Pause the video to try a few of those, and when we come back, you come back, I'm going to show you how to get out of it. Okay, this isn't the spot to notice for this one. I'll tell you when noticing is a good idea. So lay on your thigh again, straighten that front leg, but this time bend the back leg. You're looking at your right foot. You can see where you want to put your left foot when you come in. So jump and place that foot. Down you come, soften that whole belly. And inhale up. This is the noticing place. Check in. Hips particularly. Are your knees happy? Let's add the other side. So, same brief, but remember, we are not symmetrical creatures. So you're going to need to treat the second side every day that you do yoga with respect. Inhale here. Stick your butt out. Exhale down. Take hold of the chair. Down you come. Let go of all that air. Let your back lengthen off your tailbone. Shift your weight onto your left foot. Bend your knee and throw that right foot back. Shoulders soft and down. Bring the front knee forward. And feel that right hip lengthening. Lie on your front thigh, your left thigh, and straighten that leg. We're keeping the back leg straight too. Inhale brings you forward and up. Exhale takes you down and back. Stay within your comfort range on this one. Don't push too hard. Try a few more of those at your pace, and then I'll remind you again how to get out of this pose. To come out, we do it exactly the same way, but on the other side. Lie on your thigh, straighten the front leg, and then bend the back leg. Again, you can see where your foot's going to go. And jump. Place the foot. Down you come. Inhale up. Notice, notice, notice. And then we're going to come to lying on the floor. To get from standing to lying doesn't have to be elegant. It just has to be safe. You can use your chair, one hand or both, and kneel down. Whatever works for you. And then we're aiming for flat on our back with knees bent and feet flat. Perhaps you remember how we flattened the low back last time? Fingers in the knee crease, not on top of the knee. Both sides. And rock back and forth a little bit. Let that low back be flat. One foot down, gently. The other foot down. Walk your knees and feet together. Imagine that you've glued your knees together and glued your feet together, because we don't want them sliding as we lower. Arms are out in a T position, palms down to keep our shoulders in a safe position and to discourage our lower ribs from angling up as we twist. They still will a little bit, but this is safer. We're going to inhale in this position. And exhale, both knees glued together down to one side as we exhale. Soften your belly at the bottom. And then inhale up. If you have any trouble lifting your legs up in this position, you can push down with the same side hand. If you need it, if you don't, the hand can be limp. Inhale back up. Exhale down to the other side. Soften your belly. And inhale back up. Couple of little points. If the shoulder on the side, on the opposite side is coming off the mat, that's okay. If you feel a little bit of separation here at the bottom, the bottom leg will go down more than the top, that's okay. Just bring them back together before you bring them up. I'd like you to try a couple of those at your pace. So please pause the video and try a few of those. So notice how you feel, particularly what's going on in the torso. This is a twist. And so it's a very different motion than forward bends. The twist is really an interesting dynamic. So bring your arms alongside your body, palms down, and place your knees and feet hip width apart again. The first half of this is one of the best tricks I think yoga's ever taught me. If you inhale in this position and press down with your feet, your pelvis automatically tilts to press your low back against the mat. And then on inhale, you ease up on your feet. You rotate back and the tailbone goes down and the pubic bone goes towards your feet. Press down with the feet and the tailbone comes up and the pubic bone rotates down. Try a couple of those just because it feels so wonderful in your low back. You feel maybe a little bit like you're stretching out anything that was ever achy in your lumbar spine. Then bring that to stillness. We're going to use that trick to get into bridge pose as effortlessly as I have ever done it. I learned this combination within the last 2 or 3 years, and it just makes bridge much easier for me. Your hands are still down. You might want to watch one of these before you try. So I press down with my feet and flatten my low back. Then on inhale, all I'm doing is pushing my knees away from my head. So I'm not trying with bridge to lift my chest. I'm not trying to lift my belly. I'm not even trying to lift my hips. What I'm doing is straightening this bent line between my shoulders and my knees by pushing my knees away. Maybe you have to try it to understand. So exhale, and then on inhale, the knees go away and up you come. When you come down, this is also fun, come down one vertebra at a time, those little bones in your back, almost as if you're giving yourself a little back massage. Couple of tricks. One, if you get a cramp in your hamstring, bring your knee over your chest, take hold of your foot, and straighten it as much as you can. Just give it a little rub. That happens a lot in bridge because we're using our hamstrings a little bit differently. The other trick is if your knees are uncomfortable as you're going up, you might try different knee positions. Sometimes coming a little pigeon-toed with the feet will make the knees happy. Sometimes a little bit more of a duck foot. So it's going out. So in, out, play with your foot placement. Important caveat. Do not play with it while you're moving. Play with it at the beginning and see how that goes. Ooh, I like that one. No, try a different. Never change the position of your hands and feet while you're moving. So I like mine parallel. Let's try one more time and then I'll have you try a few on your own. Inhale here. Exhale, press down with those feet. Feel that low back get so happy to be flattened out for a blink. And then as you inhale, push your knees away and straighten that line. And then as we come down, very gently exhaling, feel each vertebra touch the mat. And when your low back is there, you're there and you can relax and roll up again. I'd like you to try a couple of those at your own pace, your own breath pace. Rewatch the instruction video if you need to, but try a few and see what happens. Okay, you know I want you to notice how you feel. Particularly, what are the backs of your thighs doing? Are your knees happy? Check out the parts of your body that work the hardest and notice how they're responding. And then we're going to have some fun. So notice for a moment. And then again, fingers in the knee crease, knee over the chest, both sides, rock back and forth. And get it a little bit flatter, that low back. And then this is probably the most fun yoga pose of all. I've heard it called Happy Baby. We're going to put one hand in between the knees, and your choices are multiple. If possible, put the first 2 fingers around your big toe. I recognize that that's not possible for everyone. If you can, take hold of the whole foot. If you can, take hold of the ankle. If you have to, take hold of the calf. It doesn't matter. Just hold something. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Rock a little back and forth. And then stretch out one leg at a time. And then soften the foot. Stretch out the other leg. And soften. You're not really softening the foot so much as the heel, the sole of the foot. And you'll get a nice stretch across the heel as well. You can rock a little back and forth like this. You can really tell where your spine is. And you can come in, back out again. Can't you just see a little baby playing with their toes when you watch this pose? You can straighten one leg at a time. Bring it down. Now, I want you to take the arms back out, hand in the knee crease, arm outside, hand in the knee crease. One knee goes down at a time. And we're going to use our lying to sitting maneuver to make sure we take good care of our backs. So wrap your right arm around your head and roll over onto your right side. Take a moment there. Make sure that everything's okay. Notice. And then both hands go flat, and I use the hands to walk up to a seated position. From there, you can use the chair to get up. You can get up on your own. Just make sure you do what you need to do to come back up to a seated position. Sits bones, hip width, knees, and heels. Same, every time. Let's close out asana number 7. Do you realize you made it past the halfway mark? Pretty cool. There's 13 altogether, and I hope you'll stay with it. But let's close out with our little breath awareness practice. So, long, gentle inhale. And on exhale, close eyes if that's comfortable. Bring your attention to the breath in your nose. Just feel it. And on exhale, soften jaw, cheeks, forehead, and those little muscles around your eyes. Bring your attention to the breath moving through your throat. And on exhale, soften the space between ears and shoulders. Let your neck be soft, and your chin might come up a little bit. Bring your attention to the breath moving your chest. And on exhale, soften that shoulder-arm connection so arms can be more limp. And then bring your attention to the way breath moves your belly. And on exhale, soften that hip-leg connection. Feel the torso balanced on your tailbone and on your pelvic floor. And then find that little triangle with your palm or with your inner perception, your interoception. Feel the diaphragm go down on inhale and up on exhale. And know that each time your diaphragm gently and slowly moves up and down, it's telling your vagus nerve that all's right with the world. And then with your next inhale, bring eyes open. So we've added more poses, more movements and breath. And so if you have comments, if you have questions, any issues at all, please leave a comment on social media, under this video, or on our website. Thank you.